for the Queen is Dead, basically the recordings happened over over a period of time, cut up between their touring and so on. They were very busy doing touring appearances and so on. So it'd be a few weeks here and a few weeks there. Again, the band were very tight, very together because they had been doing so much playing. And there was a distinct, again, impression of wanting to try and sonically widen the whole thing. The Queen is Dead, the track itself, we actually used, a kind of a sampler for the first time to kind of sample a drum loop from Mike playing the tom-tom pattern, which you hear at the front of the track, and then he kind of played individual drums on top of that. So we were kind of like, again, experimenting with the technology that we had at the time. And sonically, again, Johnny was kind of more keen on not just doing the kind of the jingle jangle kind of building up parts thing, but actually being a little bit more direct and, distorting the sounds with wah-wah pedals and fuzz boxes and whatever. So there was an impression again of wanting to grow a bit. The group dynamic was exactly the same. The guys would go in there, do their bit, very together, and then get Morrissey's vocal on there pretty soon. Make sure we're not going to put anything in the way of where he's singing, and it was the same relationship. And I mean at the time apparently Andy was having his problems with heroin apparently, but not that I saw any of it in the studio. I mean, he'd come in, do his bit, and he was fine. He was very together. So, that might have been going on in the background. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't see everything. I'm at the desk all the time. So, but as far as I could tell, everything was fine. First and foremost, I think Craig joining the band was great for their live sound. I mean, because Johnny, good as a player as he is, could not, really do the parts justice live, just trying to do it all himself. So at that time, as I said, they were doing quite a lot of extensive touring of America. And to crack America, you've got to be good live. You've got to, you've got to make the grade. So I think Craig joining really did help their live sound. And Craig fitted the mould perfectly. He was very presentable. He looked great. He was. Was another Mancunian. He fitted in as part of the gang, I felt. I only did one session with him. That was the one when we did Half a Person in London. A good session. I really enjoyed the session. We were there for about 4 or 5 days at Mayfair Studios in Primrose Hill, London. And the session went very, very well. And I thought it was great. And we did Half a Person. I remember it was Johnny playing one acoustic and Craig playing the other. Did the parts together, recorded them, straight down together. And I thought, good stuff. And I said to Johnny, he's not a bad player, is he? And Johnny said, well, I've got a feeling his days are numbered. And I wasn't too sure whether it was because Johnny wanted him out or Morrissey. I was more inclined to feel it was Morrissey wanted him out. But I was kind of surprised because I kind of felt it worked, having Craig in the band. But, it was their decision. I wasn't going to say to Johnny, oh, you must keep him, you must keep him. It's, if his days were numbered, that's it, really. I mean, There's a Light That Never Goes Out, when it came out in 1992 as a single, I was kind of quite surprised, really. I mean, it's a great song, don't me? I loved the song, and when we did the song on the record, I knew we were making a classic Smiths song. But it has taken on another life post the Smiths, I think. It's the one everyone really kind of looks back on with very fond memories. But it just shows the depth of the writing, the quality of the writing. I don't think the Smiths have dated that badly. I mean, there's a lot of things that happened in the 80s that, when you played it in the 90s, they really did sound very dated. Didn't really happen with the Smiths catalogue. It still sounds fresh, and it still sounds fresh now, I think. I wasn't surprised to see songs like that coming out. But the thing that really annoys me about the Smiths' legacy is that, despite the fact on Paint a Vulgar Picture, where he goes on about repackaging and everything and so on, I've got to say, Morrissey and the Smiths stuff has got to be some of the most repackaged material there's ever been. So I kind of find that a little bit hard to take, really.